This is a story that comes into us from the Independent. I'm just going to read you guys the headline to this story because it's one of those things where I just need to tell you the headline and you'll get the gist of why this is a horrible idea. Donald Trump signs order making it easier for men to sexually harass women at work and get away with it. That's just... I'm not making this headline up. I will show you the headline. Yep, there's the headline. And there's the website, The Independent. I'm just going to read some of the article for you guys. The U.S. President last week revoked the 2014 Fair Pay and Safe Workplace Order, which President Barack Obama put in to ensure companies given federal contracts complied with raft of labor and civil rights laws. These included 2 rules that help protect female employees: wage transparency and a ban on forced arbitration clause for sexual harassment, known as cover-up clause by critics. The wage transparency requirement forced companies with federal contracts to provide each employee with a wage statement making clear the rate of pay, the number of hours worked, and the total amount of pay, and any specific addition or deduction. It was one of the few ways to help ensure women were being paid as much as their male colleagues. So basically, Donald Trump made it easier for people to be paid unequally because of their gender. Yay. And Mr. Obama's ban on the cover-up clause stopped companies with government contracts from using the forced arbitration clause to keep sexual discrimination claims out of the courts and off the public records. So now, basically, sexual harassment claims will be kept out of public records much easier. There's no guaranteeing that they won't be, since that's what the clause was originally supposed to do. And, and during the campaign, there were a lot of people claiming that Trump was sexist. Personally, I didn't see it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I didn't see it at first. But with this particular order, it's harder for me not to, basically. When he's removing these kind of protections for women in the workplace, it is very hard for me to not just say he's sexist. Now, I'm going to be kind of wishy-washy here, and I'm going to hate myself for being wishy-washy here. But I'm going to assume that this was just a bad order. God dang it. God dang it. However, this has some really unfortunate implications to it that I will be looking out for in the future. As for what this means, what do you think it means? It's obviously a bad idea, and just another piece of the disaster known as the Donald Trump presidency. I'm Ephrom Joe, and good night. Actually, before we go, I almost forgot to mention this. Am I the only one who finds this kind of interesting that this came out about a day after the Bill O'Reilly scandal? I mean, think about it. Now, the pay thing, okay, that probably didn't have anything to do with it. But it's now easy. But now there's no requirement for... I'm just going to read the quote again. This stopped companies with government contracts from using forced arbitration clause to keep sex discrimination claims out of courts. Because now they can do that. And I bet you they're going to do that with Bill O'Reilly. Because this just came out just a few days after Bill O'Reilly's scandal. And as we know, Donald Trump is huge friends with Bill O'Reilly. So really, this shouldn't say Donald Trump versus women. This should be Donald Trump versus women versus Bill O'Reilly. Because that's why I believe the second part, at least, was signed. To help protect Bill O'Reilly, who Donald Trump has shown to be friends with. But that's just my suspicion. I'm Ephrom Joe, and good night.